What's up guys, JZ Aquatics here, and in today's video we are going to pack a quick wholesale order to take to the store, and we're going to talk about what I did not so good and what I did good from the last swap meet. One of them was not filming. That was terrible. I wish I would have filmed it even on my phone, but I didn't have the time, and my equipment wasn't really, I didn't have it set up and it wasn't working properly for me to film it the way I wanted. Also did not get to do a live stream because my phone, the charging port's messed up, so I can't charge it and it won't, you know how it goes. So I gotta get a new phone now. Lots of junk going on. Anyways, we're packing up some platies and some corkscrew valve. I'm also gonna take some of these arrowhead plants that I took to the swap. And then when I get back from doing a wholesale order, I will go over what I took and my mistakes and what I did that I thought I did good. Then we'll go from there. Hopefully it'll give you some pointers of a swap meet, you know, ups and downs, lefts and rights of a swap meet. But yeah, let's get this order packed. Alright guys, so I got everything bagged up. We got about 20 platies, about 20 corkscrew stems, a couple arrowhead plants, and spider plants, just to see how they, something was in the road, see how they sell in the store. And if they sell good, then I'll continue to bring them to the store. He does have houseplants in here, but like they're not for sale. He grows pothos vines and stuff. But we're gonna try taking him some to sell and see if they sell. But yeah, we'll see. I'll either get cash or credit this time. I don't really know which one I want yet, but I guess we'll see what kind of cool stuff he's got when we get there. So, peace. Alright guys, so I'm going to screen record on my phone the spreadsheet and where I'm at, where I'm talking, and I'll put it up beside here so y'all can see it. First thing, we're going to talk about what I brought, what I sold, how many of it I sold, stuff like that. And why I should have brought it, I shouldn't have brought it, what the case might have been. So, we brought common bristlenose, we brought albinos, and we brought a little bit bigger albinos. The bigger albinos did sell, except for one of them. The commons, I sold 4. Pretty sure I sold 4. And then I brought platy groups, which were of 5, which were a little bit smaller, but still sellable size. Brought swordtails. I brought the breeding group of swordtail platies, which I did trade those. I didn't sell them, I traded them, but we'll count them as a sale. I sold a pair of blackchins, I sold some cubenzas, mixed guppies, black moscows. I took a pair of ribbon tuxedos, traded those, but we're counting them as a sale. And in total, I sold 39 fish in total. That's how many fish I actually moved. And I, in total, brought right around 100 fish. I haven't done the exact math, but it's right around 100 fish to the swap. Now, it's kind of like, what can you do? You know, like I thought it would be a bigger event, but with it being close to Black Friday and Thanksgiving, it was not a bigger event. The last one was huge. We were slammed. I ran out of stuff to sell pretty much. This event, I couldn't get stuff onto the table because I was talking to so many people, but I didn't move as many fish as I wanted, you know? So bringing 100 and selling 40, that's almost half. That's pretty good to me. It's a 60-40 ratio, right? So that's pretty good. Of course, I made a little bit of money in the process, but on fish, I wish that I would have saved bags and not bag so many. And I wish that I diversified a little more. I think I had a lot of diversity, but I could have brought some more swordtails, but I didn't have enough bags. I didn't have enough time to bag them. And the swordtails probably would have sold a little better instead of the ones that I brought. I brought a little bit of smaller ones, and if I would have brought a little bit bigger, they probably would have sold better. But, you know, that's one of the learning points of this video. But yeah, it's just, it was kind of up in the air. I should have known not to take 100 fish with it being this close to Black Friday and Thanksgiving and Christmas. My mistake. I did save some of the bags and not throw them away. But you know, what can you do? I gotta order more bags. I need more business cards. The business cards are a big hit, by the way. If you have a fish room, make sure you have a name and some business cards so people can reach you and contact you. Especially if they have problems with their fish, or you know, whatever the reason may be. I had a lot of people at this swap meet telling me that they bought plants from me in the past and they're still doing great. So I was really happy to hear that. And I also had people telling me they were already subscribed and watching, and that's really great. Thank you for all of you that are already subscribed and watching. But on a little bit of a tangent there. Anyways, I just wish that I didn't bag so many fish and waste a lot of my time that night. Because I stayed up all night long bagging the fish. That's just, you know, a point I missed that point. Shouldn't have brought that many. That's fine. Then again, I did trade some stuff. It's fine as well. I'm glad to trade stuff. But that was one of the lessons to learn from. Make sure you're not, you know what time of the year it is. Like spring, summer, sells really good. Obviously, with it being winter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all that stuff, holidays is coming up, nobody really wants to spend that much on fish. One thing I did move that I was really happy about, is I got that tank out of my floor, the 55-gallon tank that I wanted to sell. I sold it, very happy. One thing I should have brought more of was fish tanks. I should have went and got some smaller ones to take. I only took the 55-gallon and a bolt, and they both sold. But people were saying that if I had maybe some 10 gallons or maybe some 20s or 30s, they would have bought them because they were looking for something smaller for their space. Now, a lot of people want a 55-gallon tank. I did cut them a good deal on it. Hopefully they're using it right now, and hopefully they're watching. But yeah, so let me see how many plants I brought and see how many we sold real quick, and I'll get right back to you. Alright, let's talk about plants. What I brought. Make sure I get this string recorded. Hopefully this edits out right. What I brought was some good stuff, I'd say. Scroll down here. So I brought frog bit. I brought 4 bags and I sold all 4 bags. Great sales. Everybody loved that stuff. And I brought a crap ton of that in a bag. I crammed it full. So they got their money's worth out of that. Corkscrew valve. I brought 22 bags of corkscrew valve. And you might think that's a lot, but last time I also brought around 20 bags and sold a lot. This time I only sold 4 bags of corkscrew valve, which is fine. That's just regular. I've also brought 4 bags of the extra long corkscrew valve. I sold 2 bags of it, which is good. That's good. That's half of that, I also brought Narrowleaf Sagittaria, which I have never sold before, and I'm glad I took it because it's growing pretty good in the room. I brought 3 and sold 2, so I only kept 1 of those. I brought golden pothos vines, the golden neon ones. I took 3, sold 2. I brought 4 of the arrowhead plants and didn't sell any, but I did bring 2 of the extra larges and sold both of those, so that's good. I guess people didn't want small; they want big with a lot of leaves on it. I guess more fuller. I understand that. At least now I know that should be my standard, and not bring like one with 1 or 2 leaves. I need to wait till it's got 4 or 5 leaves and take it. Spider plants, I didn't sell any. I didn't sell any at all. I brought 4, sold 0, and honestly don't know why. I guess nobody really wants spider plants. I guess we'll need to work on that a little bit, but I think it's a great plant for a fish tank. All you do is like take the little plant. If I got a big one, and you take the little spiders off of it, you put it on the side of your tank, take a paper clip, and wrap it around the base of the plant, hang it in the tank, just till the roots are in the water, and you're good. It'll grow perfectly and beautifully. I don't know why they didn't sell. They were priced good too. I brought hornwort. I sold that bag, of course. I wish that I brought guppy grass and more hornwort. That is something I needed to bring a lot more of, and I did not. I would have sold the crap out of both of them, but lesson learned on that. I didn't have any to sell. I should have should have stockpiled that. I should have had more of it throughout the summer. I should have brought it. I did have a bag of Ludwigia Triple Red and Rotala Rapunzel Red, however you say that word. I sold both of them. The Rotala was a little harder to sell because not a lot of people use CO2. That's why I wanted to get rid of it, because I don't use CO2. I can't keep it red, you know. Ludwigia, I like Ludwigia. Sometimes it turns red in my fish room. Well, you know, what can you do about it? But now I know about that. I won't bring in any more Rotala. I don't like it anyways. Ludwigia, though, I like Ludwigia, and it did sell at the price I put it at, you know. So overall, I brought about 60 plants, and I sold 19, which is, you know, it's a decent number. I'm happy with it. But then again, I shouldn't have brought 22 bags of corkscrew Gosneria. But you let me learn off of that. Also, I brought a tub of decorations and a whole bunch of other stuff that I brought, but I didn't put any of it out and get to put any of it out because I was so busy and my table was so full of fish. The other mistake that I made this time, I did not get a second table because I didn't think I needed one. I didn't need one last time. I should have got a second table this time. I had a lot of stuff. I think it would have helped me present myself better. I think it would have helped me put out decorations and then put out plants and fish. You know, 2 tables, would have been a lot better. Another mistake, we can set it up the night before. I should have just took everything and set it up the night before, really early, you know, whenever, I think that everybody said 6 to 8. I could have went there and set up, came home that night and bagged all the fish, because I didn't start bagging fish until midnight. I started bagging plants at 10. So, you know, I could have done that. I could have set it up better, presented myself better at the swap. So that's something to learn from. I didn't get to sell any of my other stuff I brought because I was so busy trying to sell plants and fish. And I really needed to sell some decorations, some extra filters, stuff like that, just because it's taking up space in the room. So learn from my mistakes at least. The other thing is, don't forget your laptop at home. Guess who forgot their laptop at home with their Google spreadsheet on it? Me. Yes, I could have done it on my phone, but my phone it's hard to do spreadsheets on your phone. But therefore, this list that I sold, it's right. I took inventory when I got home, but I might have like traded something and I didn't count that trade and I counted that as a sale, or you know, whatever the case may be. I should have had my laptop and I should have been writing down everything I sold when I sold it and how much I sold it for, so I could have kept track better. Mistake, you know. Other than that, that's pretty good. Now I know for next time. Also, a mistake I made, and I should have done it while I had it all with me in bags. We went to the fish store after the event, Star Jumpers. I should have, while I had everything in bags and in coolers that I didn't want, I should have asked Don, the owner, if he wanted to buy any of it for this price or this price, whatever. Maybe we could have worked something out, and I could have got rid of a lot more stuff before I came home and made a lot more money. But I didn't do that. What can you do? And then I ended up taking in fish and plants today anyway, so I should have just done it then, and it would have saved me an extra drive. That's a mistake. Not really a mistake, but a missed opportunity. So just think of everything, you know, when you go to a swap meet. Another thing I didn't have, I didn't put in an order for my business cards, so I ran out. Also, I didn't have my poster board that has my Cash App and my PayPal QR code on it, and that was a big struggle for me when I was selling fish and I was trying to take, you know, Cash App and PayPal payments and not having my QR code so they could scan it and send me the money, and I was having to pull it up on my phone, spend a lot more time with this customer. When I had people waiting, I could have made probably more sales, not spending time trying to figure out how to accept a payment from this customer. If you do, I got to put in an order to get my poster and more business cards now, and I've also got to put in an order for more bags. Lesson learned. Also, I should have had a lot more black Moscows, or any other type of guppy. Really, is because people really wanted guppies, and I didn't have enough guppies to supply them. I only had one pair of each, and they sold. I had a bag of black Moscow fry and some mutt guppy fry. Not fry, but juveniles, and those sold. I didn't have no guppies on the table. And I'm pretty known for, bringing black Moscows to a swap meet, because that's what I breed. Missed opportunity. My black Moscows are actually not doing that great right now because I guess the tank's really old, I guess. Time to reset it. Yeah, also, I should have printed, I had a price sheet, plants and fish price sheet. I had, had it out, but my table was so full I couldn't set it out on the table so people could look. I had to keep it, in certain spots and move it around a lot. And now the price sheet helps me, but also helps you know what my prices are when you come to the table. Like, hey, this is a bristlenose pleco, how much is it, Instead of asking me, you can just look at the price sheet if I'm busy, or, you don't want to ask, you just look at the prices. Whoopsie daisy, another mistake. No big deal. We just got, correct these mistakes for the next swap meet so that I do a lot better, y'all do a lot better, we both get what we want, and yeah. Also, make sure to look, they have a lot of cool stuff. I picked up some white clouds, I picked up some pearl gourami, some black skirt tetra. Oh, and I got some albino red belly pacu. And I got a few plants for myself. But yeah, overall it was a great swap meet. Turnout was great. It was close to Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Christmas, and everybody's trying to save their money for all that stuff for their kids, and it's holiday time, family time, not swap meet time. So that's where things kind of went a little wrong, and I should have thought of that a little bit better in my head. Another thing was, I did do right this time. I brought cash for people. I could make change for people this time, and that's huge. But yeah, that's huge. Last time all I had was 20s, and I think I had 20s and 10s or something like that, and I didn't really have time to make change, and I had to ask other vendors for change, and it really wasn't helpful to me. It hindered me a lot. But this time I did it right. I went to the ATM and I got some money out, and I broke it at the gas station when I got gas and when I got my drinks and snacks. I broke it down and I got change for everybody. I got 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, so I could make change for everybody. I had absolutely no problem making change the entire day. I had enough and I was doing great. Pat myself on the back for that one. Never would have thought to do that, but I did. Another thing is I brought rocks and I left them in the truck. I had hardscapes. I left them in the truck. That's my bad. But yeah, I think that covers about it. Trying to think of anything else. Another note, I didn't sell any this time because I didn't have any to sell. It's winter time. Rice fish. If you're selling rice fish, make some mops, some extra mops, and sell them at the swap meet, because people ask about that. And if I would have brought rice fish, I actually had mops in the bucket in my tub to sell that I didn't put out because I'm a goofwad. But that's a really good idea too. If you have rainbow fish or anything, make some of the mops you use and bring with you to sell. That way people know how you breed them, what you do. You can be like, hey, I breed them with this mop. It's this much. Buy it and you can breed them as well. So that helps. I was telling people, showing them, take pictures of your breeding stock and your mother plants and, stuff like that. Take pictures of them and show them to your customers if they ask. They were like, well, what does an arrow plant look like, fully grown, or what does it do? And I'm like, well, I breed rainbow fish in mine, And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, the roots get like this, and I'd show them a root ball, and I was like, and the plant gets this big, and you can bring your rainbow fish in it. And I do it all the time. And they're like, oh wow, that's so cool. And that drove a sale with one of the arrowheads. But stuff like that, you know. I probably should have done that better with the spider plants. I didn't have a picture of my plant or any of them in the water, which didn't help. I do ask about them, but you know, the pothos were kind of self-explanatory. Everybody kind of knows they grow in water, but yeah. So stuff like that really helps. If you're selling plecos, take a picture of the dad and the mom, or just the dad even, and show them like this is, you know, where they came from. Take a picture of the cage you used. Show them what cage, you know, stuff like that. People enjoy the knowledge. If they want to breed it, they need to know, you know, and you can have it readily available at your table. So I think I'm done rambling. I don't know how long this video is, but I think I'm done rambling about it. So hopefully you learn from my mistakes about this swap. Hopefully I will film the next one. I definitely will. And till the next time, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you if you make it to the end of the video. I really, really appreciate it. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully we'll hit it next year. I think we're at 800 and something right now. We got 200 and something to go, or 100 and something to go. Hopefully we'll make it next year, and I'll catch you on the next one. Stay tuned. Peace.